I've been thinking a little bit about the yo-yo of video game marketing lately, and boy, are we all over the place. There are times when I think everybody in the marketing industry complains that, in their vertical, that it is getting to be a little bit too wash, rinse, repeat. We can't say that right now. It is all over. Is the shadow drop the answer? Is the full 9-month, 12-month, 15-month campaign the answer? Never do cinematics, always do cinematics, only do gameplay, only do creators. Dev diaries are back, dev diaries are dead. No, it's a podcast. But I think we can go and take a look at, as somebody who has a team that is very creative in nature, we're always looking for that balance between what does the data tell us, what does experience tell us, and then creatively, where are our minds taking us? What can we do that's interesting, that can stand out? Especially with this newest cohort coming up, 15 to, let's call them 20-year-olds who are, I'm going to put my phone down once a day and I'm going to touch grass and I want to get outside and I'm going to buy a Polaroid camera when I go to Stagecoach because I don't even want to use my phone. I want to be, one with the environment that I'm in. There's challenges that we're going to have in video game marketing, and I think you see it, whether you want to look at High Guard on kind of the shadow drop that can go wrong, or you look at GTA 6, who it takes 10 years to go and put something together in 5 delays. I think somewhere in between, you see like King of Meats and the announcement this week that Amazon's going to shut it down. A couple people made the comment, in spite of Jeff Keighley and a lot of really big industry partners really putting everything they could behind it, another live service is being shut down and the refunds are going out. The question is, somewhere in the launch planning, should we have known where these things were going, and could we have changed our method? And I think this goes back to Suicide Squad and so many other launches. And then you've got the Helldivers and the Expedition 33s and the split fictions that went really well. You see that there's a mix in those of the different style of marketing. I think what we're struggling with is only using one of the 3 legs of the stool that we have. We do have data, we have experience, and we have really smart people who come up with amazing campaigns. But like any stool, you take one leg away and it's going to really be tough to keep that balance. What I'm seeing right now is this fluctuation in overthinking our strong suits or our past and shoving it down that method because that's what worked last time, when we've got these really smart audiences that are also changing so incredibly rapidly. I don't think the games are changing all that much. We've adjusted to the black hole games and how that affects things coming out, but we're living off of information, which is primarily, I think, our experiences of what worked last time. And I think that's the unfortunate thing people are seeing with High Guard, is that what worked with Apex, wow, I think, what are we talking about, 7 years now? What worked then wasn't necessarily a good fit now, and how could we have seen through that with King of Meats? What did they see or not see that we can look back at? And it's never to criticize the game that didn't do well. It's to look at it and go and say, what can I learn to make sure the things that I have control of are as successful as possible? The hardest one is always going, you know what, we're not going to use any marketing on this because it's not quite the game we hoped it was, but we're going to give it the best shot by preserving as much money as possible. And then, of course, there's the extreme of, yes, I know we got all the way here and spent all this money, but let's not launch it because it's just not going to make it. So as we're thinking through this year, let's try to check the egos at the door, which is just tough in a creative endeavor like we're doing. Look at the data, compare that to your experiences and the concepts that your amazing teams are coming up with, and saying, what's the balance of this? What's the reality? What's my ego telling me versus what are the numbers telling me? And let's make sure that we can reconcile them. Then there always has to be some risks in there, and there's rewards that come with that. But I think we can be smart. I was with a publisher for a while where the data became so strong that they were planning gameplay trailers, audio, based on the data, and they were choosing laugh tracks and explosions and different kinds of weapons based on numbers and data, and it became so mechanical that you couldn't even understand what was happening in the trailer, even though the numbers said that it was perfect. There's the most micro level of a single trailer. Let's look on the outside. Let's make sure to take a deep breath. check the ego at the door and make sure we're using all three elements that are available to us and double check against them. And if one of them is screaming at you that something's wrong, it probably is. Do smart planning. If everybody's agreeing with you, make somebody go and disagree with you. Find somebody who disagrees with you and listening to the reasoning and see if we can just do a little bit better. All right, everybody, real quick one, just on the marketing side of things. We're deep in planning sessions. Good luck to everybody, and I will see you at GDC soon. All right, bye.